Hello. Yes, I'm so excited. Today being the last day of the series, Take Charge of Your Life. And by now, I believe you should be fully knowledgeable on how to realize your full potential. Yesterday, we looked at strategies that will help you cultivate self-mastery. We looked at two strategies. For today, we'll continue with those strategies as we have a lot more. The third strategy I want us to look at today is the strategy that says, play the devil's advocate. To build self-mastery, it is important to learn how to challenge your thought patterns, your decisions, and your reasoning. This involves stepping out of the situation, your own situation, in order to oppose that situation or to create an unpopular cause just for the sake of argument that exposes that situation to thorough examination. Learning to contribute to this situation as an observer will help you identify all the loopholes and weaknesses in your thought pattern. Having identified them, you become a better person. A more critical mind would be able to make results or make better decisions because you will be able to iron out any unreasonable biases that appear in line with your logical reasoning. Be sure to always analyze your decisions from many perspectives as possible. Question yourself and be free to have an argument with yourself. You will be surprised at the insights you will gain. The fourth strategy for cultivating self-mastery says keep a journal. It is always important to journal, and the benefits have always been stressed and would continue to be emphasized on. It helps you keep track and recall virtually all the events in your life. Now, there are different types of journal that can be kept, and the type of journal you keep is determined by the need for it. And it also, in turn, determines what you recall. In this case, the journal that you might be keeping here is a journal of thoughts and feeling. A journal that helps you capture and record your thoughts and feeling. The more you track these thoughts, the more aware of your behavior and thought pattern you will become. This gives you the ability to change and grow. Journaling is like drafting the blueprint of a construction that helps you turn your dream into reality. The fifth strategy that we'll look at today says break the bystander's standard effect. So some people just like to stand and watch. Do not just stand by and look on. With self-mastery means always being active, always taking active measures, active approach in life. Be a doer, not a spectator. Do nothing under assumption, but always take actions. So because they say do not be a bystander, does not mean you act out of assumption, but always try to take actions. The more bystanders we have and the more bystanders are present, the less likely action-oriented people can step in to help. So be an action-oriented person. When a situation obviously calls for response, a self-mastered person moves on and takes the initiative for an action. There is no room for bench warming. There is no room for bystanding if you want to master yourself. Take that necessary action today and do not hesitate. Just do it. The sixth strategy says logical re-evaluation. You need to re-evaluate anything you do logically, as it helps you interpret the events in a way that reduces negative response and negativity, or it can completely replace that negativity and response with a positive one. This is what logical self-evaluation helps you do. Logical re-evaluation. A good one would be to answer the question. This popular question they always say, is the glass half filled or half empty? The way you evaluate it determines your answer. It is about always changing your interpretation and passing your interpretation through the lens such that everything you do pass through a positive side and brings about a greater you. For example, you can interpret getting fired from work as having freedom to become your own boss. The interpretation you give to it is what makes the difference. The seventh strategy that I want us to discuss here, I want to talk about, is about self-audit. Learn to audit yourself. It is part of mastering yourself. If you never measure or evaluate yourself, how would you fully know those areas you're not doing well in? How would you know those areas you've excelled in? How would you know if you're meeting your goal? So self-audit is very important with mastering yourself. Self-mastery begins with self-honesty. And in auditing, you need to be honest. Acknowledging that you have a problem in itself is the first step to recovery. So you need to have an honest assessment of your strengths, your areas of improvement, and a very good way of doing it. A very simple exercise might be to just take up a pen and a paper, draw up 3 columns, 1 for strength, 1 for areas of improvement, and 1 for your goals. When you have done this, your aim is to turn your weaknesses into strength, and then your strength should go from good to great. Then your goal for this particular target will be to find out the when and the how of how you can turn these areas of improvement into strength, and how you can make your strength move from great, from good to great. This will be the progress for your tracking in each of this area. This will be how you track your progress in each of this area, and ultimately will be your goal. It will be a good thing to include this maybe in your daily journaling. It will be a very good thing, because with self-mastery, you evolve into the best life you've been created to live, or you become that best aspect of you that you've been created to become. However, you cannot go about helping others when you have not mastered yourself. A very good example here will be in the case of a flight emergency. If you have ever been on an aircraft, you would hear the flight attendant announce that you need to do what? Put on your face mask before you help another. You always hear the flight attendant emphasize on that you need to do what? Put on your mask before helping another. In fact, you need to put on your mask before helping your child. And this is what self-mastery is like. You need to first master yourself before you can help another master his or herself. So likewise, becoming a best version of yourself will equip you to spark changes in the life of others when you have become the best version of yourself, because transformation of your inner personal world will cause a ripple effect in the outer world, affecting others to also live their best life. So I believe that you have fully, or would decide by now to fully take charge of your life in order to realize your full potential. Until I come your way again on another series, I say go and take charge of your life and continue to enjoy the best version of yourself and your full potential. I remain your Serenity Coach, Chineye. Bye.